Sometimes in life, you just got to get things done. You can't overthink it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I've been thinking about today. Fourth grade, San Jose, California, 1970. Miss Sue, no. Yes, it was Miss Sue, fourth grade, Anderson Elementary School. It was about Easter, 1970. I'm 9 years old, fourth grade. John Larson, best fighter in my class. Best fighter in my class. It was never officially announced that John Larson was the best fighter in my class. It was just known. Now, when you're a dude, when you're a guy, from a very early age, you develop instincts to size people up. And you know who is the toughest in the tough guy hierarchy. And, I was pretty big for my age, pretty strong, average athleticism. I was probably in the 75 percentile in the tough guy hierarchy. But John Larson, who is probably slightly smaller than I am, but wiry and steely and very athletic, he was clearly at the top of the tough guy hierarchy. He was not my friend. He was not my enemy. He was not a bully of mine. He was an acquaintance. And I was thinking of a conversation I had with him. Today I was having a memory of a conversation I had with John Larson, toughest guy in my class. Never bullied me, was not an enemy, was not a friend either. But I remember something that fascinates me. There was some kind of candy give out. I don't know what it was. Was it Easter? Was it spring break? I don't know. Some kind of candy give out. And I got the most desirable of all the candies. It was just known that this particular candy, a sour apple candy, was the best. And I knew it. Everyone knew it. And John Larson knew it. And I remember John Larson and I were sitting outside near the playground on these benches. And there was no one around. This was a private conversation. And John Larson, the toughest kid in the school, without any showboating, without any attempt to be a big person, he just matter-of-factly said to me, "You're going to give me your sour apple candies. You're just going to." And he saw me thinking about it. I kind of hesitated. I had them. I wanted them. I wanted the sour candies, the sour apple candies. And he just said, "Here's the thing. Here's how it's going to be. Either you're going to give them to me, and I'm going to eat them, or I'm going to kick your butt. And I'm going to take them, and I'm going to eat them anyway. That's just how it's going to be." And he didn't say this with any animosity, with any meanness. There was no one around. He wasn't showboating. He just said it because this was the law. This was the law of nature. He was at the top of the hierarchy, the tough guy hierarchy, and I was below him. And I thought about it, and I go, "You're right. I'm just going to give them to you." And I'm not proud that I caved in. On one hand, why would I want to fight over candy? It's stupid. But there is a principle that you could argue. As soon as you give in to someone in one thing, it creates a slippery slope. They give in to more. But he never did to make any other demands after that. It was just in that one moment in time. I had that candy. He wanted it. And I am fascinated by, I've never had a conversation with a tough guy where the shakedown happens in such a matter-of-fact way. I've been bullied a couple times in my life by older dudes who just didn't like me. They didn't like my face. They were showboating in front of their friends. But here was John Larson. This is the law of nature. I impose my will on you in this situation, and you're going to capitulate. That's the end of the story. Fascinating, the laws of nature. So I've been thinking about the laws of nature with my watch hobby. As many of you know, I have this deep love of watches. It's ridiculous. And it's embarrassing because while watches give me a lot of joy, including this Seiko SLA051 I have it on a chocolate bar today. It's embarrassing because too often I've been maudlin. The word maudlin meaning putting undue emotion on something that doesn't deserve that much emotion. And the volume has been turned down lately because yesterday I finished my book, but the volumes have been turned down on watches. And there are some watches that I always love a good watch. Who's not open for a good watch, guys? Hey, McMahon, you ready for a good watch? I'm ready. I'm always ready for a good watch. But then the laws of nature, man. When I hit 63, I just couldn't get the laws of nature out of my mind about, wanting to trim things down. The comedian Paul Reiser, his most recent comedy. Now, Reiser's 5 years older than I am. He's 68. He just said, man, I'm at the age now where I'm trimming things down. I'm not accumulating. In the first part of your life, you accumulate. Boom, 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 boom. Then, the last 20 years or so, you start trimming down. And I can't help it, man. The laws of nature have caused me to trim down. So I'm always open for a good watch. I love those affordable $2,000 watches. Yeah, so affordable. It's amazing how, a luxury watch costs $4,000 to $5,000. So if you can get a nice watch for $2,000, feels like a deal. Can't afford not to get one. And I was thinking, if I had no watches and I was just going to get 2, and the rule was I couldn't get something that I've already owned before or that I currently own, what would I do? Ooh. Well, maybe I'd get a Citizen Hakuto R, one of those Citizen Netessa Hakuto R's. I think has something to do with a moon launch. Those are nice. Or if not that, those are about $2,000. Or the Seiko SLA051 Nexter. Those are gorgeous. I'd get one of those, just one. That would be my dress-up, powerful, big boy watch. And then I would get a G-Shock Frogman, the original one. The digital one. And that'd be it. I'd have those 2 watches. That'd be fun. I always do that. What would you do if you had no watches and you only could get 2 today? Yeah, I'd do something like that. But I love all those watches that I just mentioned, and I like the Citizen for only $2,500. You can have watch paradise. The Citizen. I like the 40 millimeter ones. There's many 38 millimeters. I like the 40. The Citizen. I love the fact that it's called the Citizen. Perfect watch. But I don't know, man. The laws of nature makes it so I can't get one. The volume on my watch obsession has been down lately. Maybe that's a good thing. It's giving me time to reflect. I wrote a book. It's called The Confessions of a Recovering Writing Addict. It's a true story. It's about how when I was in college and I worked at this wine store in Berkeley, all my coworkers, we're all snobs. We're all intellectual snobs, sommeliers. Oh, we knew everything. And we would all bring our copy of A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole to work, and we'd read passages out loud. We'd laugh. And that was like a life-changing experience for me. I wanted to be a comic novelist. From that day on, it was like a past era. I don't even think novelists are considered anything anymore. But in my mind, that was the coolest way to be. The coolest hipster pose was to be a comic novelist. I'd be on the Dick Cavett show. And I never could get that out of my head. And I wasted a lot of time writing comic novels. I'm not a good novelist. I'm a better essayist. But my fantasy, my delusion was so powerful that I wasted decades, man, writing about several dozen horrible novels. And so this vehicle, this memoir was a good vehicle for me to dig up my life, my whole life. Put my whole life in this book. Not a huge book, 60,000 words, which is about 200 pages long. Which is good because the trend in this post-literate age is for smaller books and for making 15-minute videos on YouTube. Yeah. So yeah, I noticed the Booker Prize short list. Everyone, like 90% of the books on that list are all like under 200 pages long. So that's the new trend. So this is so funny because I'm a watch obsessive. If I sell the book, if I get a literary agent for it, I'll celebrate by buying a watch. If I don't find an agent for it, my consolation prize will be getting a watch. It's the same outcome, dude. you created a scenario where you create a permission slip to get a watch. Unbelievable. You need an intervention. So I don't know. So the laws of nature are such that every time I want to pull the trigger and get a new watch, I go, you're a little old. You're a little old for that. And by the way, you're a little old to be getting all maudlin and crying on your YouTube channel about, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, worry me. Oh, this is not it for me. What should I do before I get off and get ready to pick up my daughters at school? Oh yeah, it's kind of ironic. The last video I made, I think it was about my rehabilitation watch. I needed rehabilitation from rehabilitation. It turned out that watch, very nice watch by the way, I couldn't deal with it was all lume, and I just couldn't deal with the lack of contrast between the dial and the markers. So I ended up selling it. I made this big deal about a rehabilitation watch and I had to sell it. Dude, unbelievable. Yeah, so John Larson, what the heck are you doing with your life today, man? What would it be like to meet you? I have a weird memory, like a powerful one. I don't even think if I met you today, you would know what I was talking about. But I wouldn't be mad at you. You know what, man? You know what I would say to you, Larson? Had had the roles been reversed, if I was the tougher dude, I probably would have taken the sour apple candy too. It's just the law of nature, man. It's cool. We're cool, Larson. I don't even know how tough you are today. I don't know anything. I hope you're doing all right. Maybe you have a family and you're doing all right. I think you were a smart dude. I don't know. Somehow I appreciate the fact that you didn't bully me. You were just like, I have to have this sour apple candy. I'm the toughest guy, and this is just how it's going to be. There was something businesslike about that transaction that I respect. Strange memory. Ladies and gentlemen, forgive me, man. I had no new watches to show. I had a rehabilitation watch, which ended up being a complete fraud, or I don't know. It was a fiasco, I guess is a better term. Let me know what you think of this video, man. Am I on the right track? Is my content meeting your standards? Am I addressing the concerns that you need to be explored? Let me know. All right, until next time, I'm out.